Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV and the company introduction today with Osisko Metals. Osisko Metals is an emerging zinc developer with projects in Canada and belongs to the very successful Osisko Mining and Royalty group of companies. The company is listed on the TSX under the symbol OM and in Frankfurt under the symbol 0B51. The company has 174 million shares outstanding and a market cap around 30 million Canadian dollars. The zinc market looks good and the base metal markets are at 100-year lows. Now comes the last financial crisis into the game, but also before 2008 we saw a decade-long underinvestment in the global base metals sector. This results now in supply deficits, which will lead to much higher prices. Osisko Metals owns and develops one of the largest zinc-lead projects in the world called Pine Point. A positive PEA showed an after-tax NPV of $500 million, with an IRR of 29.6% and a payback of only 2.8 years. The average annual production is estimated at 327 million pounds zinc and 143 million pounds lead. The expected C1 cash costs stand at 67 US cents per pound, giving the project a nice margin. Mining is still a bit out of favor, but this decade is the decade of the commodities. Zinc inventories are falling and cannot be easily replaced. Actually, they went a bit up, but the only reason was Corona, with almost no car production worldwide and lacking infrastructure and construction, so not a lot zinc was used. This normalizes now. A supply deficit is expected to happen within the next 2 years and North American mine production shall drop by 35% in the next 4 years like the global trend shows. We need new future production in safe jurisdictions like Pine Point of Osisko Metals. The zinc demand is rising again after the lockdown, and through infrastructure, steel usage and galvanization we see very good zinc markets in the near and long-term future. Cars without zinc pre-preparation are a nightmare. Let's have a look at Pine Point, Osisko Metals' major project. The project has a superb infrastructure in place and lies only 42 kilometers from the Hay River, known as the Hub of the North. In addition comes a CN railhead from Edmonton and an airport. The project has a paved highway access and has low-cost hydroelectric power available on-site from the Tolson Dam. First Nation agreements are already in place. Pine Point has the potential to be a top 10 global zinc mine on a production basis. The pre-production capex is $555 million with a $71 million contingency. Initial life of mine is 10 years with all-in costs of only 82 US cents per zinc equivalent pound. Pine Point is expected to be within the second cost quartile on a total cash cost basis and well positioned on the cost curve relative to producers. The proposed lead and zinc concentrates are premium, high grade, and very important, they are clean. Pine Point has high recoveries for both lead and zinc using conventional flotation processes. The concentrates have high grades with zinc at 59% and lead at 64%. The concentrate, as said, is very clean and has low deleterious elemental content. There are no smelter penalties expected, which helps the margin again. The metal resources expansion spreads across a total of 47 deposits, of which 11 remain open along strike. This will be a key focus of the forthcoming 2020 drilling campaign. The drilling in the East Mill successfully pushed the pit boundaries. This demonstrates an opportunity to connect the neighboring pit and reduce the strip ratio. 25.5% of the total tonnage at Pine Point is now in the indicated category. Osisko Metals has now the chance to rapidly convert other portions of the metal resource estimate with limited drilling. This is cheaper and would lift the company and resource value up. Zinc is going into a deficit and the storage is low. There are not many premier zinc producers out in the world, and through rising infrastructure, car demand and steel demand, we need more and more zinc. Osisko Metals has the right project in a foreseeable time frame to be developed at reasonable costs. Check out the company, ladies and gentlemen. Me and/or my team are shareholders in one and/or all stocks presented, and they are or will be included into the SRC Mining Special Situations Certificate. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.